All right, so I'm doing a quick garden tour. Today is Monday, June 16th, and we're in greenhouse number one. So over here we have our garlic that we overwintered on the outside, planted some peppers, and a couple of cucumbers down at the back. In the cell trays, we have some broccoli, cauliflower, second batch of kohlrabi. Um, what else? Bok choy, some zucchini, and I think that's probably about it. Bok choy, zucchini. Yep. Over here we have another row of peppers. They look phenomenal. This half of the greenhouse that we off that dividing wall stays quite warmer than the other half because we have it vented back there to get some cross breeze. There are a few days that are sunny and it gets too hot even with the sides going up, so I need the cross breeze, but it stays warmer up there and peppers look a little better. Cucumbers are up the center. Harvested out the rest of the carrots. Left a few of the carrot tops behind, but that's fine. It's good for the soil. And then we have Italian sweet peppers up the side here, all the way up, all the way over. They're a little yellow on the outside wall where the side goes up. I guess the soil temperature is a little cooler. And up at the top, we still have the lettuce that we planted early this spring. Still producing well, so I'll leave it there, but you see the peppers are suffering from it being cooler up here. Cucumbers look great. And right here we have some eggplant that needs to get outside. They need to be transplanted. It has been continual rain still for the past several weeks. We're making our way up into the main garden. Let me get the gate. We got some lettuce in here. It's I just transplanted that last week. It looks pretty good. Coming on. Our celery looks phenomenal. Probably the best it's been. Celery likes a lot of water, so I'm pretty happy with that. This bed I planted radish and turnip 2 days ago. It was spinach. And here's the beets, direct seeded. The transplanted ones are on the edge, but they're almost all harvested out. Then we're off to, that's a bed of scallions. This is a new project this year. I'm planting iceberg lettuce. I kind of like iceberg lettuce with my burgers in the summer, so I'm going to try and see how that does at market. Kohlrabi. Okay, so this is kohlrabi that I didn't put a net over. I just kind of threw them in there. They were the worst looking plants, and they look great. So I don't know. Maybe the insect netting is trapping the insects from the ground. They're coming up out of the ground into my plants. I'm kind of confused on that one. So yeah, we have a few kohlrabi plants. Then we go into some kale. These were all the leftovers after I planted out other beds. I just needed somewhere to stuff them. Then we go back here. We have a little bit of lettuce. And then the rest of the bed is just weeds. Blueberry bushes are looking, I like blueberry bushes. Blackberry bushes needed to be pruned, and well, Bill didn't get them pruned. So we'll get what we get. Under this net is what remains of my kale that the slugs and bugs didn't eat, but it's looking good. And the bug pressure on the leaves has gone down. So we've gotten away from the cycle of the flea beetle. Pretty happy with that. Actually pretty happy with the garden. I know the last video I was whining and complaining, but it's warmed just a little bit. We're still getting way too much rain, but I guess it's a lot better than a drought. So harvested the scapes off our garlic. Sold that at the market. This down through here is winter squash. Not fabulous, but surviving. This is also winter squash. I'll pull these nets off once we start seeing flowers. Just trying to keep the cucumber beetles off them for now. So that's where we are over here. And we come over to this, and we have our outside tomatoes. And we cover crop that in winter rye and hairy vetch. Knocked it down, tarped it, and then we still plant tomatoes and peppers outside into black plastic. The reason for that is A, it helps more with the weeds than just the cover crop would. But if we don't do that, we don't get enough soil temperature some years, especially this one where the sun hasn't been out yet. So the black plastic will warm it up so we can get an okay harvest of outside tomatoes. Direct seeded some lettuce into there. I don't know if you can see it, it's not thriving. We have more beets. Looking fairly good. This is some arugula. And see, even with it netted, I'm still getting some flea beetle damage through the net. I don't. They have to be in the soil. Not sure. But so we have some regular scallions here at the bottom. And then as we go up, these are small red onions. I'm trying these out different. I changed onions. Onions sell better as green onions than they do cured onions. So there's no, other than for my own personal use, there's no benefit of growing huge onions for market. So I went with smaller varieties. I can pack them in tighter, and they look really nice, those little red onions. So we'll start picking out of them. And here's the beets. Weeded it a little bit, but not 100%. Carrots. I thought that I was a carrot master. For 3 years, I've had no issues growing carrots. And this year, I am struggling. I'm getting very poor germination. And seeds are coming up later, so it's hard for me to come in here and deal with the weeds. Because as soon as I start pulling weeds, I'll notice a carrot pop. So I'm kind of on the fence on that. That's a bed that I seeded and just pulled the black off this morning. Few carrots up. They're just not germinating evenly, or some of them at all. So not sure if it's a seed problem. I don't believe it is. I believe it's a weather problem. But that's where we're at. Down through here is parsley. Once again, in black plastic, control the weeds and make it a little warmer, get the parsley moving earlier in the spring. The other problem we've been having with weeds is I work a full-time job also and farm, and every day that I'm off, as you can see from the sky right now, it rains. So I'm not dedicated enough to be out here pulling weeds in the rain. Um, I do my best, and my wife does her best, but we can't keep up with them. They grow faster when there's a lot of rain too. So, against my what I want to do farming, I came in here. These beds have just been at the bottom saturated, and I haven't been able to grow anything. This bed of radish is doing okay, but I came in here and I rotary plowed with the BCS the walkways onto the bed. I didn't want to do that this year because I wanted the wood chip to break down a little more before I do it. I have done that in the past. Usually when I do that in the past, I go ahead and fill the walkway back with wood chip. So we're, composting in the walkway, and then the walkway ends up on top of the bed, which is a pretty good system. Well, this year I can't get the water out, so I rotary plowed the walkways, and then I took my tractor and drove it up the walkways to make basically tractor ruts to get this water run downhill. I need these beds to come on pretty soon. I'm running out of space for planting, and I'm still unwilling to quit, so I have to do something. So the bed itself hasn't really been tilled, but I don't know. It is what it is. We're wet over here, and this is my solution to dry it out. I'll zoom down. That's my foot with an ankle boot on. So we're 8 inches raised, these bottom beds. Hopefully that's enough to get out of the water. But radishes, I don't weed radishes, beds of radish. I harvest the radish, and then I'll go ahead and flame weed it, give it a quick cultivating with a hoe, and then replant something else. So the plan would be in another, depending on the weather, these could possibly be up to size this Saturday if we get a couple days of sun. But we'll harvest these radish out. We will burn the top of the bed off with a flame weeder, and then seed radish into it. Or I'm not sorry, not radish, but carrots. Carrots right into it. I like to follow radish with carrots or carrots with radish. Turn up, they're different species, so we're not taking the same stuff out. So that'll get rid of most of these weeds without major disturbance. It'll be less weedy for the carrots. And there we go. So this bed is an example of that. Flame weeded it off, planted it in carrots. I have some up, but I even bought more seed, different seed, because I was blaming the seed. Here we have a few. Well, the germination has been poor compared to other years. This is a bed of carrots that desperately needs weeding, but we'll see what we can do before we get rained on. Should be doing that instead of making a video, but I thought I'd share. So there's our lettuce. Doing fairly well. Lettuce likes cool and wet. Make our way up here. Our shell peas are all in full flower and starting to form peas. And our sugar snaps, same thing. The wind was strong and blew them through the strings for the trellis, but we can deal with that. Here we have another bed of radish and turnip, week behind that one. So radish and turnip sell well, so we grow a lot. I don't net them. If the bugs damage the leaves a little bit, I'm okay with that. But my spinach trial under the peas Yeah, didn't really do well. So I thought I could get a quick harvest of spinach before the peas got the side, but they're all turning yellow. It's too, I don't know. It is what it is. So then over here we have kohlrabi. We've had a few that we could harvest. Now that they're up to size, I leave them. I don't really replace the net back on. As I go down, I'll pull it. Get that out of here. Over here we did the same method with our potatoes with the tractor and the BCS to get the water out. They look like they're doing phenomenally. So hopefully we get some good potatoes. Fruit trees are all fruiting, but we don't we don't sell our fruit at the market. It's not really marketable because I don't spray. So there will be some blemishes on the skin that, you know, people wouldn't want to buy. But they taste delicious and clean food. Yes, I need to do something with this goldenberry bush. It's overrunning the tree and into my garden bed here. But I really like these. They're golden raspberries. They're really good. So I don't know. Get to that. I do have some spinach in there and weeds. But then as we get over here under netting, bok choy is looking okay. Replanted that. Um, broccoli, not so much. Slugs put a hurting on it. And over under that one is cabbage. Lost a lot of cabbage to slugs. But as it's warming up, they're slowing down. Getting more and more birds out here feasting on them. And some of our friends, the snakes and toads, have moved out to come get them. These are our outdoor peppers. As you can see, the cool nights. Well, actually, these are our San Marzanos. That's for our personal use, our sauce. And these peppers are struggling, so they're all hot peppers, jalapenos, cayennes, and I think that's shishito. So they're struggling. I don't know. Might not be a great outdoor pepper year, but did the same thing here. BCS down the walkway, and then the tractor. Get some water out. It's working okay. Not over here. These beds are just going to be not used this year. So, and up here we have some of it's standing back up. This is rye and vetch that was tarped. Terminate it and kill it. Well, and then we planted our corn in. The theory is rye and vetch knocked down will eliminate weeds. Well, as we can see, it's not eliminating weeds. We have quite a bit coming up. Hopefully we get corn out of this. So we individually planted corn, no-till, right into this nice mat of rye and vetch. Last year I did this. I didn't have this weed pressure. Not sure what's going on. But anyway, we'll see. Hopefully we get some corn. It's just sweet corn for our family. So Not the end of the world. In here we planted some flowers and some tillage radish. Break up the soil a little bit. Tilled that. Get it in. Alright, if you like this video, hit a thumbs up.